Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Charts, episode 304. My name is Dan, and I shall be your host once again. Before we start off, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends, hit a little thumbs up and a little bell to be notified when I publish new content like this. So today, I'm actually jumping on a bandwagon. Yes, how very shameful of me. So my friend Steve from Rock and Metal Invasion did an episode of one and done hair metal bands. And then he did another one. And I'm like, I can actually add to this here because there's some that he didn't mention, some that he doesn't have. So, what better way to show off what I have here? Show off is not the right word. I don't want to brag to Steve of what I have and he doesn't there. That's not at all there. But I got some stuff that I don't know if either he just didn't mention it and I had to go and look around. Like some of these, you think it's gonna be one and done, and they go and release an album 20, 30 years later. Like some of these you're not even aware, so I had to go and I think I got it all. But yet one, I was like, why didn't Steve not mention Black Eyed Susan, which I have that too? And then, of course, I take it out, and I'm like, oh, shit, they have the one album, but there's, according to Discogs, there's another cassette. It's not been officially released, but there was a second album, like there's a completely new song. So I'm like, okay, those ones, I'm going to skip for now, like those ones. So right now, these are ones that I'm 99% sure that there's only one and done album here. So, and I got 4 CDs. I'll save that for the end. And actually, there's some pretty. I got a CD here, and it's actually pretty cool because you know of it, but not this version. We'll get to that soon. So first off, through my vinyl collection, I'm gonna go with Aphrodite. Now, sure, they got the look, definitely got the look, hair metal. This is actually the drummer she's the drummer for this band also, but she will also be the drummer for a Drain STH, a Swedish heavy band, but this is not heavy. This is like literally all over the place. They only have the one EP, which has got 5 songs on it, and when I say that the styles are all over the place. It's like hair metal to hard rock. Well, it still has a constant, but like sometimes it's like almost power metal. Sometimes it's hair metal. Sometimes it's just rock. Sometimes it's hard rock. Stuff like that there. But yeah, they released like a 7-inch. I'm not counting singles. EPs and albums, yeah, that's gonna take you off the list of one and done hair metal. But they only released a 7-inch single after this, and that was it. Like that's it. So Aphrodite EP. I don't think there's just a self-titled EP. So there you go, from Sweden. That's one. Okay, this one is more like a super group. By the way, this is all alphabetical, no preference at all. So Contraband. Oh my God, this has Tracy Guns from LA Guns, Cher Peterson. So Tracy Guns is the guitarist from LA Guns. Cher Peterson is the bass player from Vixen. Michael Schenker, who hasn't he played for Scorpions, UFO, Michael Schenker Group, or MSG. Richard Black on vocals from Shark Island, and Bobby Blotzer from Rat. So they went on and did this, I guess, super group of mostly covers, or if they're not covers, they're songs from, which one? Bad for Each Other. I mean, it was a Shark Island song before they went to this. So, I don't know, weird. It's fun album, just a bunch of covers there, but some pretty cool covers. I don't listen to it all the time there, but yeah, I remember when this came out But yeah, Contraband, which features five different hair metal bands, just did an album full of covers, and they're cool covers. You know, it's nothing. Uh, yeah, nothing. How do you say that? Overplayed as covers or over recorded. You know, for covers there. So there's no "We Will Rock You" or "Detroit Rock City" stuff like that. There, people that songs that people cover millions of times. So good covers album right here. Contraband. Next up, this one I actually wasn't sure if this was a one and done, but it is technically. So bass player of Coney Hatch, Andy Curran, comes out with a solo album in 1990, and I remember the video for No Tattoos. I'm like, oh my god, that song is so cool. So I got the CD. I don't know where it is anymore. I had the CD. Not sure where it is anymore. But the thing is, so when I say there's a, so he re-released this album like last year or the year before, but a completely different title. The same songs, but I guess there's like two albums or two vinyls. One is the studio album of this one here, and the other album would be like the same songs almost, but live, I think. Anyway, it doesn't count. So yeah, I'm gonna put right here, Andy Curran, No Tattoos, License to Love is on this. That's a great song. It's actually a pretty good solo album actually. If you like Coney Hatch, um, you'll easily like this. This guy's he's a good groove bass player. Like that's my style of bass playing also. I'm a bass player also, and I do a lot of groove, and that's what he does right here. So there you go, Andy Curran, No Tattoos from Canada too. All right, this next one. Next up here, so I got this one because of my friend Steve way back. He didn't mention it on his two episodes, so I'm like, well, I'm going to. So Susie Hatton, Body and Soul. So like this is very hair metal light. She is the girl in the Poison video, Fallen Angel. Um, it sounds like pop Poison. It's also produced by Bret Michaels from Poison, mixed by Bret Michaels and some other guy. But I think these songs are all written by. Anyway, I think they're all written by Bret Michaels. Yeah, here we go. All songs written and arranged by Susie Hatton, Bret Michaels, Pat Shunk, and Mark Conrad. So there you go. Sounds, it's a pop, think of pop Poison, like think of the lightest Poison you can think of, and that's how this album sounds like. It's actually pretty good, especially the lead off single, Blue Monday, is the reason I bought it. Like I do blind buys, but to a point there. This one, I looked at the video for Blue Monday. It's actually friggin' good. It's actually a good, catchy pop rock song, pop hard rock, I guess there. But yeah, here's another one here. Susie Hatton, Body and Soul. Here she is. And I remember the big joke between me and Steven, like she's everywhere, every picture you look, she's got this resting bitch face. There you go, resting bitch face. And he told me, oh, Dan, I went and Googled her images, and sure enough, no smile, no smile, no smile. So some of these albums, like I'm telling these stories, I'm like, okay, I must have mentioned these before or did an episode close to this, but I've gone so much more material since that other one and done episode there. So here we go. Next up. So this is in the family of hair metal, not really sounding hair metal, but a lot of themes of hair metal. 2, 3 songs could pass as hair metal songs for sure. So I'm talking about Life, Sex, and Death, the Silent Majority. Schools for Fools is totally hair metal, but that's right. You know what? My copy is missing a song, and I think it's Wet Your Lips. Yeah, this is not because I'm looking at my iTunes. I think it's Wet Your Lips. Again, very hair metal song. Some of these are a little bit heavier. If you don't know the gimmick for this, there's three guys that look the part of a hair metal band, but the singer is like his name is Stanley. He is a gimmick bum. Apparently, he smelled the part as not just looking like the part. But you got to look at those. There's some YouTube videos of them playing live, and I was like, my jaw dropped when I saw what the singer could do on stage. It's all perfectly timed and choreographed. You think you're gonna see something else, and nope, he's uber talented. So Stanley. Anyway, Life, Sex and Death, great album. Not all hair metal. There's a lot of heavier stuff on this too there, but there's some great, Some Fucking Shit Ass. That's another great song too there. Anyway, Life, Sex and Death, The Silent Majority. Okay, this one here. I've literally never seen anybody else with. I may be the only one who owns this. Somebody else owns this, let me know in the comments. So I actually bought this for the cover. It's terrible. No, the cover is all right there. The album is not great. So Lion Rampant, and the album is called Up and Comin'. I know I've talked about this not too long ago, but yeah, it's, if you're gonna buy it, just buy it for the cover, because the music isn't great. Like, especially the singer there is like, yeah, it's, mind you, I haven't listened to this in such a long while there, but I remember not really being overly impressed. So Lion Rampant, Up and Comin'. That's another one right there. Next up, this is actually a great album. So there was I guess a punk. I guess they're punk-ish. Back in the 70s, called The Dictators, which the singer was Handsome Dick Manitoba. So after the Dictators went on and their separate ways are disbanded, he went and did this album here. So Manitoba's Wild Kingdom and You. And my God, did they ever play on, again, the Power Hour here in Canada? That's the equivalent to MTV's Headbangers Ball. They played The Party Starts Now so many times on Much Music or the Power Hour. And you know what? Sure, these songs average between 2 and 3 minutes each. This is like a very, very short 30-minute LP, not an EP. LP. It's got 10 songs, but yeah, they're pretty short. But man, they're like hook after hook after hook after hook. This is a great album. Then I guess this was a one and done, because he went on to do another album of the Dictators later. Again, another 10, if not more, years later there. But yeah, The Party Starts Now was like the lead off, well, pretty much the only single. Also, there's Ross the Boss, I believe, on this here. He was from Manowar. Doesn't sound like Manowar there, don't get me wrong there, but here's there's Handsome Dick Manitoba right here. Yeah, it's a fun album here. I do enjoy this one a lot. So Manitoba's Wild Kingdom and You. So great one right here. Again, another one and done. Next up, okay, see, a lot of these next ones are like, a lot of them are suggestions from having this channel. And here's proof that actually when somebody recommends an album, I will go and buy them or put them on my wish list and eventually get them if I do enjoy. So, and here's one right here, Outlaw Blood. I have no idea who recommended this here, to be honest. I don't remember, but it's okay. It's, again, really one and done, and deservedly so. I didn't really like this album that much. AOR hard rock. I would have never bought this just because of the cover if I had seen this in the store. Like, I also post a vinyl of the day on Instagram, and so do other people. I get a lot of suggestions and ideas from there also. Probably first from there I saw it. But yeah, Outlaw Blood, sorry. And it's got Marty Fredrickson, guitar and vocals. Like he's a known singer, songwriter, producer, I guess. The expert on this guy is Steve. I will put his channel link on the bottom, so go check out his channel for part 1 and part 2 of One and Done hair metal. You'll see, like I said, there's a few that I'm not showing because he already showed them. But yeah, I'm showing this one here. So Outlaw Blood. There you go. And it's okay. It's not nowhere wow there. Okay, this one is definitely one that was suggested on this channel for my Wednesday episodes where I do an album ranking, which is you, the viewer, is the one in charge of telling me which album you want me to do an analysis on. And this was one of them here. So Princess Pang, another one and done album. I did a review for this album also on my channel. Pretty decent album. Probably at the time, I remember the name back then. I've probably only owned this album for like a year or so there. But I did enjoy a lot of the songs here. So, yeah, Princess Pang, another one of those one and done bands. This is self-titled right here. Yeah, that's the singer right here. I know if you look in, I forget where I had to go look, but Princess Pang apparently is the name of the singer. It's not. It's, what the hell is her name? Jenny Foster. There you go. But apparently if you Google Princess Pang, it'll just say singer, not a band. So Princess Pang, self-titled. Here's another one of those. And of course it came out, yeah, 1989. Little. She still had 3 years, but good album. Yeah. Next up here, this one here, I believe they were called Tease before, but they have an album called Ruff House, which is the name of the band, and self-titled. I actually enjoyed this one a lot. Loved this album here, and I got this pretty cheap, actually. This one was actually somebody on Instagram that posted it. I'm like, oh, I don't have that one. So I usually take a screenshot, go look on Discogs and the prices, and this one was actually pretty, fairly cheap, I guess, there. Yeah, sleaze, rock, like, your Faster Pussycats or LA Guns type of music there. But I actually enjoy this more than I do Faster Pussycat and LA Guns, believe it or not. Nothing against Faster Pussycat, that's not what I'm saying there. This was actually a very good, pleasant surprise for me here. And of course, they used to be called Tease. There is actually a song called Tease Me, Please Me, which is not, actually, Scorpions did not cover Ruff House. But yeah, I did like this one here. So Ruff House, self-titled, good sleaze rock, another one and done band right here. Next up, okay, this one, a lot of hair metal people that you may know there. So the band is called Skull. I bought this way back on CD just because it had this guy. So I'm a huge Kiss fan, and I'm like, okay, I got to get everything that's Kiss related. This is Bob Kulick, brother of Bruce Kulick, who was in Kiss. See, here's a better, and I actually love his logo because he's a bald guy with a mustache, but the name of the band is Skull, and I absolutely love the logo that he's got here there. I actually do enjoy this one. It's not great. This came out in what, 90, 91? Yeah, that was a very long. And I remember finding this in the import section on the CD, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, I've never heard of this. I've never seen this in Metal Edge or any other magazines, nor did I see any videos. But I found this by accident. That also was Bobby Rock, who did, my God, Nelson, Lita Ford, Nitro. What else? Not Bob. Oh, Vinnie Vincent Invasion. That's another one there. He's done a lot of bands there. Not Bob Rock, but Bob B. Rock, the drummer. So, you know what? This one's actually a pretty good album. It's nothing original, but another, like I said, one and done band. This did nothing at all here. Like, if you have it, good, keep it. It's a pretty, it's not expensive to find, but I don't know many people that has this. I know my friend Kevin from Sonic Boom TV says he has this on CD or cassette. I forget which one there. But anyway, Skull, no bones about it. Yeah, one and done right here. Next up, okay, this, I'm cheating a little, but this is definitely a one and done band. This album was in 1982. It's a little bit before. But, okay, hair metal to me started probably 83 up until 92, 93 max, like the big period. Because, and I say 83 is because of Quiet Riot, Metal Health. That's pretty much what, that to me is the start. Now that Quiet Riot and Metal Health went on and became big things, you realize that there was bands that actually were hair metal in the 80s, but predate Metal Health. Like you got Kicks, the first one was like 1981. Motley Crue was before, like those types of bands, but then they all got lumped into the hair metal when hair metal got popular. Okay, so this one is 82. It's hair metal look to a point. So anyway, I'm talking about the Snowman. There's no picture, unfortunately. This is an EP. It's a great effing EP, by the way. I love this album. There was a I guess because of if you're doing a YouTube channel, you're what the hell was it? Anyway, it gave me a YouTube made a video or stats video of what the most I've listened to in the past year and which channels I watch the most, and I realized how much friggin' Thunder Mother I've watched on YouTube. But this was actually in second place. There's a song called Rock and Roll Communication. It's easily findable on, but you have to go and Google Snowman Live, I believe. I don't think you can with Rock and Roll Communication. And there's also a video for Crazy. Okay? But Rock and Roll Communication. I love the guitar playing in this. It's, let's call a spade here. It's actually a carbon copy of the song Let There Be Rock by AC/DC. Theme-wise, structure-wise, but the music's not the same to a point there. But it's the same thing. But anyway, Snowman EP, not easy to find. But they're dressed in white wigs with white makeup and just black lipstick there, and white clothes just to look like snowmen, but they were a hard rock band. But this didn't last. I guess whoever signed them says I can make you rich if you dump your regular image and go and do this snowman type image where white wigs, white face makeup like Kiss, and just maybe lipstick and black around the eyes. Nothing really. But anyway, I do enjoy the album here. So Snowman is another one right here. 83 predates hair metal. I know I'm bending the rules a little bit, but to me, it's still in the same family. So Snowman EP. That's how the back looks like. Three more vinyl, then I got some CDs to show, and I got some good ones here too. Good stories. Anyway, okay, this one is, I'll show it to you now. That my friend hates me for having this one here, but Chrissy Steele, Magnet to Steel, or a Steve from Rock and Metal, Magnet to whatever. Long story. If you know, you know. But yeah, this was supposed to be Headpin's album number 4 because she replaced Darby Mills in Headpins, because there's a lot of Brian Too Loud McLeod is the one that produced the album here. So there's a lot of Headpins connections in this one. People playing. This was supposed, like I said, supposed to be Headpin's album number 4, but ended up being a solo album from Chrissy Steele. Late in the hair metal. This was 91? What year? Man, this is, yeah, 91. So 1991. I remember when Love You Till It Hurts. That's a friggin' good rocker right there. Love Don't Last Forever. That's like a power ballad-ish right there. There's a song here. Someone told me about a song on this. Is it Cry Myself to Sleep? I forget the story. But it either appears on somebody else's album. I forget. Who did Cry Myself to Sleep? It's a one and done band anyway, because it was supposed to be a Headpins number 4, but it ended up being a solo album. She's released 2 songs digitally only, like in the last couple of years there. That's it, but this was definitely a one and done album. Was a minor hit here in Canada. She's Canadian. But yeah, I do enjoy this album a lot here. So Chrissy Steele, Magnet to Steel. All right, next one. This one here I've shown before, and it's got my vote. I've shown this on my channel before. My vote for the funniest or cleverest album title ever. Album's okay. If I would buy this, I would definitely just buy it for the title. So the album is called, or the band is called White Heat, and the name of the album is called We Never Heard of You Either. I friggin' laughed when I saw this here. I think these guys are from Toronto. Did I just see? Yeah, produced and arranged by Gil Moore, from drummer from Triumph. So yeah, White Heat, We Never Heard of You Either. The title of the album is better than the album itself. But I'm glad to have found this one here. So yeah, definitely one and done. This did nothing. The only thing popular about it was the title. And the only reason I bought it was because of the title. So White Heat, We Never Heard of You Either. And last one, I know Steve doesn't have that because he had written in the comments that somebody had suggested it, but it may be too expensive. I guess I got it in the nick of time because it wasn't expensive for me at all. So, White Tiger. Who is White Tiger? Well, one, they're a one and done band. But this guy right here, Mark St. John, was the lead guitarist of Kiss during the Animalize album and a handful of tour dates. Like there's, if you search on the internet carefully, you'll see pictures of Kiss as a 5-piece when they say goodbye to everybody, because Mark St. John was standing on the side because he had, I forget what disease he had, but his hands puffed up so he couldn't play anymore. Okay, so they had to get a stand-in, which was Bruce Kulick at the time. So Mark St. John was waiting on the side of the stage while Bruce Kulick was playing the songs. Anyway, Bruce Kulick ended up replacing him because they liked his style better. And this guy, David Donato, was... My God, I'm looking at this album. So I've got a Black Sabbath book. Haven't read it in a while there, but he actually auditioned for Black Sabbath. Many people claim to that, but apparently he's in the book there. This was in the Seventh Star era, I believe. But thank God he didn't. Like, his voice is... It's almost... He reminds me a little bit of Blaze Bayley, as in... All right, we recorded this album in a certain key, but I can't sing in that key. Well, do the best you can. So sometimes you'll hear his voice creak. It's not perfectly in tune, I guess, with the songs there. It's nothing much, but it's enough to annoy me. Decent album, nothing original at all here. I don't even know who the other guys are. But yeah, this did nothing. Found this, I guess, a good 10. I knew of the band. I knew it existed. It just wasn't very easy to find at the time. I found this maybe 10 years ago, maybe. But anyway, White Tiger, self-titled, one and done. This band did nothing after that. So there you go. That's it for my albums, vinyl. But I got 4 CDs here, and one's actually pretty funny. Okay, so I've made an episode about this album here, maybe about a month or two ago. So after Twisted Sister disbanded, which nobody knew, Dee Snider went on to do. He recorded an album called Desperado. Or sorry, the band was called Desperado. Then the guy, it was never released, basically out of spite. Okay, I'm not gonna reiterate. Like, check out my episode that I did of, it was Dee Snider's The Lost Album or something like that. There, Desperado Ace. This is a great album, by the way, but it didn't get released until almost 20. Well, let's go for 10 years at least. There, this was released in, well, almost 20 years later. Like, the record company shelved this out of spite because somebody left the record company, and he goes, "Oh yeah, well, the store." You know what? Just go check my episode of that. It's much more clear. So Desperado Ace, great album. This is another Bernie Tormé on guitar, Clive Burr ex Iron Maiden on drums, Dee Snider on vocals, and I forget who the bass player is. Yeah, this is actually, here we go. Mark Russell on bass. Yeah, this album is great. Probably my favorite Dee Snider thing that he's done. Desperado Ace, literally recorded after Twisted Sister disbanded, so this was like late 80s, but I think it was first released in like mid 90s or something, like 15 years later. Great album though. Okay, this one I'm using the word hair metal loosely. It's definitely a one and done band. Saw them live twice. One opening up for Airborne, and the second one opening up for Cinderella and Poison in Toronto. So they are Endeverafter. Okay. This is from 2000. I just couldn't believe how often I saw this band, never on purpose. But yeah, anyway, I don't know what the hell happened with this band. What happened? Not bad. I bought it because I guess I bought it at the show or before going to the show. Good album there. But yeah, this was in probably around 2004. Because I remember 2004, 2005, or 6, around that time. So yeah, I'm using the term hair metal loosely, but yeah, this is definitely in that category since they were opening for Airborne and, but most importantly, Cinderella and Poison for that one summer tour. So, good one. Just not sure what happened to these guys. Okay, this next one. I was hoping to find this on vinyl. It surprisingly does not exist on vinyl. This is from 1990. So I remember on the Power Hour seeing a video for this band, and the song was called Wild Times. And I friggin' loved it, but you could tell the budget was not big for this band. So yeah, if you know Harlot's Web, you're going to be like, what the hell is it with that cover? More to come on that, okay? So Wild Times is the song. So for a long time I was trying to find, and here's the original artwork, and it's friggin' ugly, okay? That was the original artwork. I remember seeing the cassette or the CD at the time, just never bought it because it was friggin' terrible. But I friggin' love the song Wild Times. So at one time I was looking for it, this is back when I wasn't even collecting vinyl, so I guess I was collecting CDs. And there's a website, so I don't know if it's called Demon Doll Records or Metal Legacy. But what they did was they took these really obscure hair metal bands that either were like not on a label or independent, reissued them on CD, but with a different cover. And half the covers, and I kid you not, half of the covers are like sexy girls. Like this is one of the tamer ones. One of them has, you see her topless, but there's black electrical tape on it. I bought it just because of that, but the album's not that great. A bunch of hair metal. Like I said, it's either Demon Doll Records or Metal Legacy. So they went and reissued a whole bunch of hair metal. So that's how I got Harlot's Web. This is not the original cover. You saw the original cover with the lips and little spider coming out of, friggin' terrible. But yeah, a whole bunch of those unknown hair metal bands got reissued with a sexy girl on the cover. It's almost like it was my company. My friend's like, I thought it was you, Dad, that made that album cover with the other girl. But no, but it's probably the kind of company I would love to work for because this is right up my alley. Anyway, Harlot's Web, Wild Times. This is a reissue version on CD. So there you go. And last CD here. This was from the 90s. This is so cheap also. 95. So in the 90s, I was actually, like, to me, the 90s music was not great. I loved my hair metal. And I started maybe a little too late liking hair metal. So when we were in the mid 90s, there was nothing for me to buy. So I was buying all these little side projects. So first you had Rat. Then when that disbanded, you had Arcade, which had 2 albums. And then, was it on Paris Records? Which, Top Fuel Records, but I think it was on Paris Records I got this. Anyway, Vicious Delight. Okay, this is terrible album cover. Stephen Percy's, one of his million solo projects, only done the one album, one and done, Vicious Delight from 95. But what's interesting, actually, and I kept this. There's the reason I kept this is because there is a song. Oh my God, this is so. Is it? Of course, it's upside down. Jesus Christ! No, it is not. Rail Break, I think was in it. I had it on my iTunes. Let me go check. Rail Break. Okay. So, and see on my iTunes, it's a different album cover. So I know there was it was like a lips of some woman there, like a quarter of a face is the CD. Anyway, I got the first press, I guess, of that. So VD, Vicious Delight. So there's a song on here called Rail Break. And when Rat reunited to do the Collage album, I'm listening to those. There's 4 new songs on that Rat Collage album. And I'm like, Steel River. I'm like, I've heard that riff before. And sure enough, it's because it's on this. It's a song called Rail Break. That part there is Rail Break. Anyway, you listen to Vicious Delight or VD, Rail Break, and then you listen to Rat, Steel River, and it's the exact same song. Lyric change and a few little structures taken out. But yeah, this is another one and done band right here, Vicious Delight. And that's it for, let's just call it part 1 for now. There's other stuff that I have, but with an asterisk on it. And I'm like, but we'll see how this episode does. Oh, actually, I forgot. There's one here that I had to write because I only own it on digital. Very difficult to find. It's a Canadian band. They used to be called Sword. If you know, you know. But then the singer went and did basically a hair metal band called Saints and Sinners. So here's the album cover right here. Great one, actually. I don't mind that album at all. Fairly decent music right there. But yeah, there's Saints and Sinners. Rick Hughes, I guess is his name. Who actually subscribed to my channel, believe it or not. Well, let's hope he still did there. Because I know at one time I did a Sword episode, Then I see Rick Hughes has subscribed to your channel. I'm like, yes. So, Saints and Sinners, great hair metal album here. There's a video for it. Again, I don't have, well, here, I could probably look in my iTunes. Instead of being so lazy, Dan, you could, Saints and Sinners. Yeah, just like that. I don't really remember the name of the song there. But, yeah, I like those guys. So, Saints and Sinners, self-titled from 1992. Would be my last one right here. Am I for sure this time there? Yeah, I got them all. So that's pretty much one and done bands. If I'm missing some, but before, like I said, there's some that I own that Steve mentioned in his part 1 and 2, which I purposely did not, like your 9.0, I got that because of Steve there. What else did he, I'm just trying to think out loud right here. There's a few of them that I did not post because he already mentioned it. So these are the ones that I remember that he did not mention on his channel. So there you go. Am I missing some? Should I be getting some more? Because I do take suggestions here. But yeah, that's my little one and done hair metal, bands that did just the one album. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a great whatever, and we shall see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.